Hey everybody!
Okay, everyone. Oh, well then.
Ah!
All right. So, class is in session. I understand that the last time we did a video on Yu-Gi-Oh, being the Bakadere harpy that I am, I didn't go that far into it. So, Koyo, any questions before we start?
No questions, but I do have one warning. I will be muting sometimes. I was actually just muted just now, because there are some anti-Yu-Gi-Oh! Gardeners in the area. Apparently, seems like one of my neighbors might have called in the gardeners today, so there's gonna be noise going by every now and then, and I'll try to mute when that happens.
Well, how dare they? So, so let's start with the basic, the card types and such.
Right.
So, this is my Blue Eyes deck.
Mhm.
And what we have here are numerous examples of the different card types. So, for those of you who are brand new to Yu-Gi-Oh! Or have been out of it for a really long time, this will either be a refresher or a good introductory bit. So, you have normal type monsters, like the titular Blue Eyes White Dragon here, which is
Right.
the crux of a typical Blue Eyes deck. Then you have effect monsters, which,
Mhm.
as their name would imply, they have a special effect that can be activated when you're permitted to, as per the card text.
Hmm.
Because although there are basic rules to Yu-Gi-Oh, things such as when you can activate a card effect or if you can, there's also the independent effects of the cards that have their own restrictions. For example, this card here is not only an effect monster, but it's also a tuner monster.
A tuner.
So let's take a look. Yeah, tuner monsters are required for a synchro summon.
Hmm.
But before we get into that, let's take a look at the card text. When a card or effect is activated that targets this card, quick effect. Note the fact that it says quick effect. That means that I believe it's called spell speed,
Yeah.
will be slightly faster than most other effects, and it will in fact, take precedence in a chain reaction that can occur on the field.
Oh.
You can special summon one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. When this card is targeted for an attack, you can negate the attack, and, if you do, change the battle position of this card. Then you can special summon one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can only use one Maiden with Eyes of Blue effect per turn and only once that turn.
Huh.
Is
Wait,
that, is
so
that clear as mud?
that's crazy. So that means it acts almost as a trap card at the same time as long as you have a blue eyes with you?
Right. So that means, and I'll be using this deck when we actually get into some
Hmm.
duels.
Hmm.
So that means that if this card is on the field and it's targeted in any way, shape, or form, I can basically get a free Blue Eyes from either my hand, deck, or graveyard.
Hmm. 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 Sorry.
Now,
Hmm. Tea and cookies.
now
Hmm.
being that this card is an being that this card is also a tuner,
Mm-hmm.
that means that combining it with a Blue Eyes in this case would allow me to synchro summon from my extra deck the
Whoa.
Azure Eyes Silver Dragon.
Hmm. One tuner and non-tuner.
And then
So a blue eyes
right,
and then the tuner spellcaster, and then you get them.
right, because just like with a fusion summon, or even in some cases an Xyz summon, the level stars have to be equal to or greater than the monster you're attempting to pull from your extra deck.
Hmm. So if this card is special summoned until the end of the next turn, neither player can target dragon monsters you currently control with card effects. Also, they cannot be destroyed by card effects. Once per— Whoa! Whoa, 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 wait, 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 wait. You can target one normal monster in your graveyard and what? Okay, okay. So I was looking at this and I was going, what? It's just blue eyes with the same stats. What's the point? Like, sure, it has a lot of text. I start reading the text. So card effects will not be able to destroy this blue eyes. So you have to, the only way to
Right.
destroy it, wait, but then neither player can target dragon monsters you currently control with card effects. So if a monster has a card effect, they can't attack blue eyes. It has to be a normal monster without any card effect. in order to attack a Blue Eyes? Is that what this is basically saying?
So that brings me to a point that is very relevant for anyone looking to have what I call a flagship monster in your deck, or
Right.
a basic type. Because every card, as you can see here, it has an attribute, in this case light, which would be that little golden orb there with the kanji in it, and
Hmm.
it has a type. So note that it says dragon monsters specifically. If I go back up here, we have spellcaster tuner effect and spellcaster tuner effect.
Right.
But then you have dragon tuner and effect. So, say my field was loaded with most of my tuners here, but if I had Azure Eyes with me, they could still be affected, but Azure Eyes itself, and any, in this case, Blue Eyes, that was summoned via its card effect, could not be targeted.
Hmm. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, this game gets very in-depth, and this is
So-
why some people get far too animated about it.
So I notice the stat change is also more defensive, and then the effects also seem to be very protective. So would you be using
Right.
that Blue Eyes in defense position to just really lay down like an indestructible fortress that is the Shining Blue Eyes or whatever that we just saw?
Pretty much, yeah. So, what you were thinking was this Blue Eyes alternative White Dragon?
No, the one
Perhaps?
you showed,
Or-
the synchro summoned one.
Oh, yeah. So, this one I would mainly play in defense mode, lest I have full control of the field.
Wow. And then you
But-
can also special summon a monster from your graveyard.
Right,
Once
so the
per
instant
turn.
I get this monster out,
So you could just keep summoning whatever normal monster in your graveyard per turn while this thing is alive, and the player probably has to use like a magic card to get rid of it at that point.
lest they try for an attack, yes.
Wow.
Because it's important to note, and you'll see, because I'll try to remember to summon this card in defense mode, but you can change a monster's battle position one turn after
Yeah.
they've been put on the field, lest an effect say otherwise.
Wow.
Now, let's get into the more, shall we say, interesting monster types?
Yeah.
Because, so, take a look at this. It's a spell card, right?
Uh-huh. Chaos Form.
Yep, but note the little emblem that it has next to its kanji, where it looks like a bowl full of fire.
Right. Yeah, what is that?
That indicates that the spell card is what's known as a ritual spell card, which is used to summon ritual monsters.
What?
Yeah, and ritual monsters go in your main deck, but they look like this.
Wait. So you're saying if I have that card, I can then summon Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, which has 4,000 attack power. Unless forced into defense position, then it's completely, just screwed over. Because I know there's cards that force defense position, right?
Yes,
Oof.
and that's where
Double-edged sword there.
that's where your backfield would come in. So,
Yeah.
ritual summoning works just the same as any other type of special summoning, where the level stars have to be equal to, or greater than, or something like that.
Well-
But it usually requires certain things, which is why they're called rituals. So you can ritual summon this card with chaos form, must be ritual summoned, and which means it cannot be summoned by other means.
Wait.
So your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. Also,
Yeah.
it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict double piercing battle damage.
That's the part I'm confused about. Double piercing battle damage. So, one, it pierces through their defense. So if they have like 2,000 defense, it ignores that, you're saying?
Yep, and then you double whatever damage your opponent would take.
Wait. Well, he has 4,000. Wouldn't he just do 8,000?
So, if the... Well, I would have to show you while it's in play. But, that will be the secondary part of this. So, that's where the battle phase and damage step would come in, because I'm about to explain the turn phases. But, Were there any other card types you were curious about, Koyo?
I am curious about. So I used to do XZ summon, and pendulum summons. I have no idea how those works. Like my friend was showing me, I was like, I don't know what you're doing.
So, Pendulum isn't a card type that I use very often. I know it's quite popular, as is Link summoning. So, I would have to do my own little research on that, and then we could cover that in another video after I have time to make a Pendulum deck.
Okay.
But since you mentioned Xyz summoning, I happen to have 2 of those right here. So,
yeah,
let's take a look. Okay, let's take a look. So, requires 2 level 8 monsters. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card and destroy all other monsters on the field. So, Xyz material are what you've used to Xyz summon. In this case, it would be Blue Eyes, since it's the only level 8 monster in this deck.
Oh.
And you would need 2 of them.
So you'd need 2 Blue Eyes.
Well, just 2 level 8 monsters in general, because I have this same card, I believe, in my Dark Magician deck? I think it's in here. Nope, that's Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. Okay, so I don't. I thought I did, but I don't. So let me explain a few other things as we go, because I don't think everyone just wants to sit here and stare at a deck the whole time. All right, skip the story, user deck, user, and Blue Eyes, since we were just talking about it.
Right.
So typically, if say you were playing this with another person, like in person, you would play rock paper scissors to determine the turn order, and the winner gets to pick if they go first or second. Now, a lot of people say that being first in the turn order is an advantage, and it can be if you have a really good opening hand. I myself, I prefer to prepare a response to my opponent's opening turn.
Yeah. Oh wow, you already got the tuner one.
Yep.
And 2 rituals. Wow. Hey, I know that one card on the right there. Mirror Force.
Oh,
when an opponent's monster declares an attack, destroy all the opponent's attack position monsters. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, Mirror Force is a lot of fun, and there's other iterations of it these days, Koyo. Yeah, like Dark Mirror Force and Drowning Mirror Force.
Drowning Mirror Force? What are you gonna do? Like, shove me underwater and hold me there until I drown?
No. That one makes your opponent, I believe, I would have to get my actual IRL deck out, but that one, I believe it causes your opponent to have to take all their attack position monsters and shuffle them back into their deck.
Oh. Wow, that sucks.
It does, yes. It sucks to have that used on you.
Oh yeah, also, just so that you're aware of what's going on outside of things, I kind of put myself right next to yourself for now because I'm blocking the descriptions, so, so I don't need to move out of the way and be like, here we are, so, yeah.
So, let's take a look at what has just transpired on the field.
Okay.
So, when you start your turn, I'm going to go ahead and open the phase menu here. When you start your turn, you have your draw phase and your standby phase. Draw phase, as its name implies, you just draw 1 card. And then standby phase, you wait for any monster or card effects that would take place during said phase to transpire. So you're just kind of waiting for everything on the field to cool down. Then you have main phase 1, battle phase, main phase 2, and end phase. Main phase 1 is where the bulk of your turn is going to take place, which is what we're in right now. So, in this case, my opponent has set 1 monster in defense position because despite what the anime says, you can't just throw a monster face up sideways and say, oh, I summon in defense position. No, you gotta set, lest you have a card that says otherwise.
Right.
So, in my response, I played a monster in attack mode and placed 2 cards face down, both of which are traps. Then I played 1 spell card from my hand. And after its effect resolved, since my opponent had nothing stopping me, I excavated 1 blue eyes from my deck. And that's about all I can do. So I could go into the battle phase, but nothing's gonna happen.
Right.
So since I don't have anything I... Say what now?
What if he kills your tuner?
I'm not worried about it.
Oh,
I have
okay.
responses planned. However, if he were to, then I would be thoroughly screwed. That's the nature of Yu-Gi-Oh!
I see.
So, since I can't really do anything in my battle phase, despite entering it, just to show the exact turn order, I would move to main phase 2. Since I have nothing I can do here either, I would just proceed to my end phase, and then it's my opponent's turn.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Shiki.
Go ahead, Kaiba. I dare you.
Huh. Battle Ox, what a loser. I'm just joking.
Now, see, it's my draw phase, but since I drew a quick play spell, I can go ahead and use it during my draw phase.
Wow.
Because they have, like, the highest spell speed. Now, it would be my main phase 1, but I can't do anything, because I'm just stalling. I'm playing the long game here with Kaiba. And he knows it too.
Oh, wow.
Well.
Kaiba's really aware of what you're doing then.
Yes, he is.
Huh.
He
thought all that
definitely
was
is,
up in his
but-
brain was money.
Yeah. So, let's make him suffer a bit.
Uh-oh.
So, since I have the ritual monster in my hand, and its required, material, and the spell card, I can select it to special summon, and tribute the blue eyes, right here, right now, and done.
Jeez, if this were me, I would have been like, what? How'd you just summon that? What? You'd probably be like, oh, well, I took my blue eyes, I tribute summon, blah, blah, blah. I'd be like, oh, I see.
And this is why usually you'll hear people playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In person talking through what's going on.
Right.
And you can halt them and ask them, okay, could you explain that thoroughly rather than just saying what you're doing like you're a protagonist?
Yeah,
I've done that
I think
before.
I've seen someone do that, where they were like, ha, I placed my card in blah, 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 and then blah, 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 and like, they were like really dramatic and anime about it.
I love seeing people get that into this game, because it just means they're having fun.
Yeah.
But then I'll pull a Phoenix right and be like, hold it! And get them to calm down a bit.
Yeah.
So,
Hold it!
so now we've... Yep. So now we've entered the battle phase.
Yeah.
And I'll explain. So, note all the math that just happened there.
Yeah.
Let me just hop into main phase 2 right quick so I can do that. So, he had set Sagi the Dark Clown, which has 1500 defense. And attacked with this monster you were curious about having double piercing battle damage.
Yeah, I'm already confused by the math because you did 5,000 life points. Somehow there's 1,000 in there, but it had 1,500 defense, so what? I'm confused.
So, so math is never my strong suit. This is why you usually see people playing Yu-Gi-Oh! With calculators. But basically what happens is you have to take the attacking monster's attack and subtract the defense from it in that case.
So that would be, well, wait, but there's a 500 that's missing in this calculation.
Yes. Here, let me pull out my phone real quick. So, if you double the battle damage that would have been taken, so calculator 4,000 minus 1,500. Oh, it usually helps if you put in the right number of zeros, Koyo.
Wait, I'm gonna.
So that would be 2,500, right? 4,000 minus 1,500.
Yeah.
But then you double that, so you multiply it by 2,
Oh!
and then that's 5,000.
I'm an idiot. I forgot about the doubling part. I was like, somehow you did this much damage. I'm confused. Okay, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense.
There you go. So, since I have nothing to do in my main phase 2, we end our turn. And then see if Kaiba's gonna start praying yet.
I think I had a friend who had a piercing deck once. Not a friend, but it's the same friend who completely destroyed me before. He once did a piercing thing where he completely pierced me down to like 1,000 life points. I was like, wait, what?
Yep, that can happen. So if it's piercing, that means it'll go right through whatever monster and go straight to your life points.
Yeah.
So
And none of
Kaiba
mine had
here,
good defenses either.
yeah. So Kaiba here, he's not having a good time. But I am sorry to hear that you had such a weird experience with this card game, because I feel like everyone has had some weird experience with more, shall we say, competitive card games.
Could you basically just... I mean, I don't know what that... Wait, you can't be destroyed by effect, so you could just attack anyway. Well, shoot.
Yeah.
Damn. I just... you want to know what I saw there? The Battle Ox is, like, trying to block the attack. And, like, freaking Azure Eyes, or Max Dragon, whatever. Synchro Bing Bong Dragon. Dragon Bing Bong Synchro Max Dragon. Freaking...
So
lasers through it, and it hits Kaiba right in the face, and it goes flying backwards, concusses on the ground, and then the ambulance has to come by, and Yugi comes up to him. He's like, Kaiba, I didn't realize the strength of the blue eyes white dragon. You need to forgive me. He's like, no, Yugi. He grabs his hand. He's like, you understand? That is the power of the blue eyes. I love it. And he dies.
pretty much,
Well, no, he doesn't
yeah,
die,
and then he
but-
just passes out. So
Okay.
So here's the thing. Usually, if you're playing with someone and they're more accustomed to Yu-Gi-Oh, like myself,
Yeah.
you'll hear a lot of shortening of monster names. So that would just be Blue Eyes Max.
Blue Eyes. Okay, yeah, because Blue Eyes Max Bing Bong Synchro Max Dragon. No, my brain is like, I can't even remember what it was called anymore.
Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, whatever the heck. But now, here's something that's interesting. You know how most cards go to the graveyard, lest they be a continuous card, where a continuous speller trap where it's got the little infinity symbol?
Uh-huh.
This one doesn't, and yet it will stay on the field till destroyed.
Huh.
This is what I was talking about, with card effects having their own independent things that take place, even though they're still set within the rules.
Right.
So let's take a look at it. Scrap Iron Scarecrow. This is actually a personal favorite trap card of mine. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster, negate the attack. Also, after that, set this card face down instead of sending it to the graveyard. Then you can just activate it again. But you have to have more than one on the field to activate it multiple times. So you can use each one once, and you can only have 3 of the same type of card in your deck. So, be a jerk, I'm going to set 2 of them, because I have one here and one here. Then we proceed with the rest of our turn.
Right.
So, you can only normal summon 1 monster per turn, right?
Uh-huh.
But I happen to have a handy effect right here with Sage with Eyes of Blue. Or Blue-Eyed Sage, I guess, if you prefer.
Right.
So, when this card is normal summoned, you can add 1 level 1 Light Tuner from your deck to your hand, except for Sage with Eyes of Blue. You can discard this card, then target 1 effect monster you control and send it to the graveyard. And if you do, special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your deck. You can only use this effect of Sage with Eyes of Blue once per turn, and I'm going to do it right now.
Okay.
And I have only 1 card I can target. But bear in mind, Maiden with Eyes of Blue's card effect. So that creates a chain.
What?
Hers takes precedence since it's a quick effect. So hers happens first.
Oh, well, Wait. I mean, there was a lot of that I feel like flew over my head slightly, but you're telling me you could basically double summon.
Yes.
God damn, so that's how... See, it's like Kaiba had this from in episode 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, he had this already, and it's just like they never told us about these cards. They just... Everyone kind of blanked out because, like, they're all just so good at Yu-Gi-Oh! That they're like, ha! I've done this a million times, I don't even need to state what I'm doing. Yugi knows what I'm doing, but the rest of the audience doesn't know, and they just skipped over those cards, and that's just left out of the memory, and like... But it feels like this is what he would have done, you know? Back in...
Yeah, this is how you would have done it properly. This is how you would have properly done it, yes. But the show was meant to be more entertaining and get people interested in the card game.
Yeah.
And it worked. But Synchro Monsters didn't come about till Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, which is my second favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, next to the original. Cringy as the original is, I love it. I eat it up.
I mean, you should have seen how I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! It was just summon card when you get it.
Yep, I've done that before too. I think everyone did. So, let's continue this chain reaction of summoning, shall we?
Uh-oh. And more?
So, notice here, there is more.
Oh no.
And this is where I'm talking more about individual card effects. So, let's take a look at Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon.
Twin Burst.
Yes. Requires 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon plus 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon.
You're actually doing that.
Yes. Must be either fusion summoned or special summoned by sending the above monsters you control to the graveyard, in which case you do not use polymerization.
Oh my.
Cannot be destroyed by battle. This card can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. At the end of the damage step, when this card attacks an opponent's monster, but the opponent's monster was not destroyed by the battle, you can banish that opponent's monster.
That's crazy.
Yes, and now I will summon it, because this gives me a chance to talk about summoning conditions. Notice it said I don't need polymerization. For any other fusion monster, you would, lest it say otherwise. But you don't just have to use polymerization. You can also use future fusion or any other card that dictates that you can, in fact, fusion summon. Now I'm going to take a big gamble here and attack Weevil's monster.
Whoa.
Which allows him to have his own effect chain. But I can still attack again.
What?
And then that's it.
Gosh darn. I'm gonna do something really quick, Shiki. Sorry. I'm gonna make myself really gigantic, and I'm gonna do the thing where they're showing all the calculus symbols, and the lady looking from left to right.
Go for it.
I hope that came out right. Because
I'm certain it did.
That is me right now. I'm just like, what no, how, what? Oh my god, that's insane.
You get used to it. I'm telling you, you do. You get used to it.
I mean, I was used to it at one point, I believe, but I know. Oh my god, that is insane.
Oh, he would do that.
Yeah, he would. What a meanie.
But that's the nature of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's all about give and take. So you can lose all your stuff all at once, kind of like this, like I'm probably about to.
If it were me, I'd only take. I'll never give. I'm joking. Oh, wait a sec. Oh, wait.
Mm-hmm.
I just realized how that sounded.
Yeah.
God damn it. I set myself up there. Koyo quote of the day. I'll only take,
pretty much.
I'll never give. Okay.
So now I'm in a bit of a pickle here, because now I have to go on the defensive.
Right.
But that's okay. No, I'm not going to waste a card effect because his monster is weaker. But now that he's activated, now that he's played, you know, that card. No, I'm not going to chain another effect. Ah, perfect. All right. Now we're getting somewhere.
Ooh.
Yep, I'm just going to try to goad him into attacking Maiden with Eyes of Blue here, because eventually he will run out of other monsters to attack.
Oh, will he now?
Well, yes, because his only options are either Sage with Eyes of Blue, or my Maiden there. And I'm just going to keep stonewalling him. So, this is where things get more interesting, because see how he's loading up his field?
Yeah.
This is not a good position you want to be in, usually. But if you have enough backfield and card effects to kind of help you stall until things can go your way,
Right.
because I just set this card, and now on his turn, I can activate it and get rid of the thorn in my side.
Oh. Damn. Nice.
And now he doesn't know what to do.
You're gonna break his AI.
I mean, probably. I'm not going to worry about taking out his field spell here. I was actually waiting for mine that I have in this deck to kind of talk about how
Huh?
field spells can really up your game.
I bet.
Like, they're not required by any means, but having such passive abilities, and I'll probably break out my Arcanite Magician deck after this. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, he's shuffling Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth back into his deck. Okay, neat. What now, Weevil? Okay. I broke him. I broke Weevil. I broke him.
He's trying to swarm, but the swarm isn't working.
No, and that's often the problem with decks that require Swarm and Lockdown. Is is the fact that sometimes you can swarm, but your opponent has a response that prevents you from actively locking them down.
Weevil over there probably thinking, I'm gonna swarm him. I'm gonna make a wall so that he can't get past me. He might think he has a wall, but I have a wall now too. He's gonna have to use all his turns to try and get rid of my wall.
He fell for it.
Uh-oh. Wow.
It's over now. It's over now, Weevil.
You've probably goaded him into, like, all the, you know, like, stupid maidens, I'm gonna kill one of them. Then we'll see how he feels.
Well, I'm feeling pretty good, honestly. What now, Weevil? Oh gosh, he fell for it. I love when that happens. I love when I can just bug my opponent into doing what I want.
Nice.
So I don't have much I can do for my hand here, but now I can do this.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Well,
Oh yeah.
nice knowing you,
Oh,
Weevil.
I hit attack mode. Oops.
Uh-oh. I mean, you should be okay, right? He doesn't have anything stronger than that currently.
Well, no, but I did say I was going to try to remember to place this monster in defense mode.
Oops.
Oops. Yeah, sorry. But that's okay. So what I'm gonna do now, I am gonna change her battle position just to see if I can get him to do it again. Hey, hey, Weevil. Hey, Weevil. Dragon. Aw.
Oh, what?
Yep. You take no
You take
battle
no
damage from
damage.
your opponent's monsters this turn, and your monsters cannot be destroyed by battle this turn.
Wow.
That's okay. Weevil. Buddy.
Uh-oh.
You can just hear the Me channel theme going on in his head now.
Du- 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 du.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, goodness gracious. Yes, now I can activate Azurai's Dragon's effect and
Don't forget to
retrieve my
mode
blue
if you
eyes.
need it.
And now, I'm gonna do it again.
Wow. Oh my
Yeah.
god. All these like different little summons you're doing and all that, like, gosh.
Yeah,
Oh
there's a
my
lot to keep
gosh.
track of in Yu-Gi-Oh! Plus, they had to add in these 2 extra spaces here after they introduced Link summoning.
Uh-oh.
You'll all have to excuse Weevil, I broke him.
Yeah, you really did. I'm like, yo, this is He's like looking at his cards like, what do I do? I need to.
He's just building a wall. It's fine.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh dude. He's gonna need like therapy or something after this, man.
Oh, this is the kind of stuff I like doing with Yu-Gi-Oh! Is when stuff like this gets really intense and you have multiple of the same monster that you can just
You do realize that
do this.
you would also be thus like if I were ever to challenge you, you would break me.
Well, I don't know about that. It's a lot different when you're playing against another person.
Like I expect that you would just jump over the table and like slap me across the face and be like, "That's right, what you gonna do, boy? What you gonna do?" I'm gonna be like, "I don't know."
So here's the thing, Koyo. Now I'm
Yeah.
gonna do something really stupid.
Whoa, what
So
is
you
that one?
just exceed summon Thunder End Dragon.
No, what is Thunder End Dragon?
It's that one that requires the 2 level 8 monsters.
Oh, Seas, that's
Yep,
right.
I had to use. Yep, I had to use 2 blue eyes for it. And now they're stacked under him, or them. But you remove one Xyz material from under that card. And it's like a big old grenade just happened.
Wow. You sure that was stupid? I thought that seemed pretty smart to me.
Well, it can really mess you up.
Wait, so that card you just placed, but with the white stone, why does that hurt people? Why does it have damage on it?
Sometimes tuners just do.
I mean, it's a stone.
And you'll see that in my
does it,
Arcanite
like,
Magician
fly out
deck.
and punch someone in the face somehow, or does the light like blind you so hard it gives you a migraine?
It shoots a laser beam.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah, I think Kaiba used that one in the Battle City arc of the original
Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh, but I could be wrong.
Wow, cool.
Yep, and now I'm just gonna, you know what, Weevil, I've had enough. I've had enough, buddy.
Well, you're about
Bye.
to thunder end his ass.
I did.
Damn.
All right, so I've had some pretty rotten luck against Maya before. I really have. I don't know why. Just her CPU doesn't like when you use certain decks, so I very well might lose.
Uh-oh.
But it's okay if I do, because, you know, this is all about teaching.
Right.
But hopefully she'll be nice to me.
Hopefully.
Oh, so far so good. So far so good. Because if I can get this deck rolling, it's really gonna bake your noodle, Cleo.
Alright.
Well, I say that because of some of the monsters I have here.
Yeah.
And this card, Miracle Synchro Fusion. But this is a good example of what I call a counter deck. And I don't mean that by counter attack, I mean you place a lot of counters on it.
Whoa.
For example, yep, I just played the field spell Magical Citadel of Endymion.
Endymion, like Endymion from Sailor Moon? I'm joking.
I have no idea. But let's take a look at this card. Each time a spell card is activated, place one spell counter on this card when that spell resolves. If a card with a spell counter or counters is destroyed, place its spell counters on this card. Once per turn, if you would activate a card effect by removing a spell counter or counters from a card you control, you can remove that many spell counters from this card instead. If this card would be destroyed, you can remove one spell counter from this card instead. Now, what are spell counters? Or counters in general?
What are they?
So, here's a good example. This is a spell card that lets you place spell counters on cards that can generate them.
Huh.
So, since Magical Citadel of Endymion has no maximum of number of counters it can have on it,
Uh-oh.
I can stack them.
Uh-oh.
Yep, so it gains a counter from this card's effect, and now that its effect is resolved, it gets another one.
What?
But I can only use one spell power grasp that I use to do that per turn.
Oh, okay.
But
They'd have to wait till the next one.
now, yep, and for those of you who have seen the other Yu-Gi-Oh video before, Breaker here should look very familiar.
Damn, wait a sec. Holy, wait. I gotta Google an image of this one. Wait. Breaker the Magic Warrior. Whoa. He looks really, like, either I am not seeing it correctly or he looks really cool. Oh my gosh, he looks so cool.
Yeah, he looks really cool. I like him a lot.
I would smash. Like, I want to be smashed by him.
No, Koyo, before you say that, look up Breaker the Dark Magical Warrior.
Breaker the... What, is he edgier? I'm just joking.
Well, he's a Black Knight. He's a knight in black armor.
Oh.
And he's stronger than Breaker.
Yeah, I'd let him smash me.
Right.
Damn.
So here's how Magic Citadel of Endymion works.
Yeah.
Normally, with Breaker's effect, I would have to remove his spell counter and subsequently weaken him. But I can use Magic Citadel of Endymion instead.
Uh-huh.
And do it for free.
What? That's
Then
ridiculous.
Breaker can attack. Oh, I'm sorry, Harpy Girl. No, I like that card. Then I set one card face down and end my turn. I had to do it at least once.
Yes.
That was such an iconic line from the anime. So, now let's take a look at what's going to happen here. Place one counter on Citadel of Endymion,
Right.
then another one. Because the whole idea with this deck is it revolves around me trying to synchro summon one specific monster,
Oh, okay.
which would
Okay.
be Arcanite Magician.
See, I can get my brain around, like, synchro summons because I think I did that. And, yeah, I was given a deck based on Etsy's and synchro summons once by my friend. And he had me play around with that. And I remember I was like, oh, wait, I can summon this. Like, he told, like, because he made it so that I would know, like, yeah, what I could synchro summon and all that. Like, he organized everything in such a way to make it really easy for me to learn. And then after that, I played, and I was like, oh wow, that was easy.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh is not nearly as complex as you would think. Oh, we in it now, Koyo. We in it now.
Uh-oh. What are we gonna do?
Because I've just drawn the tuner
Oh,
that
okay.
I need for Arcanite Magician.
All right, all right.
So, what I'm gonna do first, because Breaker's about to leave the field. Wait, no, why did I do that?
Uh-oh.
Ah, I'm dumb. I hit the wrong button. No. Now I have to target one of my own cards.
No.
Yeah, it's so easy to do that because you're just like, oh, I can do it. Here I go, and then you
That would
screw
never
up.
happen in the real thing, technically, because it could be like, oh,
Well,
wait,
no, because
no.
in the real, yeah, because in the real game you're just like, no, because you don't have all these windows popping up.
Yeah. It's too bad they lock you in. You can't just, like, be like, no, cancel.
Yeah, sometimes you can back out, other times you can't, but that's okay. It's all right.
It's like, imagine if there's a card that says you now have to rip this card in your deck. It just like it's gone forever, right? And you like just imagine that occurring to you in real life. And you're like, no, no, stop! I won't stop.
Yeah, there's all sorts of meme cards like that too.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's funny. I believe there's one that's just Astolfo.
Seriously? Wait.
Yeah, and it's like both
Astolfo
players will now question
Yu-Gi-Oh
their.
card. Whoa.
Yep. So, Koyo,
Oh,
while
that's
you're
so
looking
cool.
at that,
Yeah.
while you're looking at that, I'm gonna explain why Arcanite Magician is broken as hell.
Okay. Yeah. Show me.
Requires one tuner and one non-tuner spellcaster monsters. If this card is synchro summoned, place 2 spell counters on it. This card gains 1,000 attack for each spell counter on it.
No.
You can remove 1 spell counter from your field, then target 1 card your opponent controls. Destroy that target.
Oh no.
Now, I could do that ad infinitum if the field was full of cards.
Yeah.
But what's gonna happen is I'm gonna do it once, and I'm gonna remove a counter from him. Destroy Mai's 1 card here. Then, I'm gonna do this. Miracle Synchro Fusion. Remove from play, from your side of the field or your graveyard, the fusion materials listed on a fusion monster card that lists a synchro monster as fusion material monster, and special summon that fusion monster from the extra deck. This special summon is treated as a fusion summon. If this set card is destroyed by opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard, draw 1 card. So,
yeah, show me in play. Maybe I'll understand it a little bit. Oh, okay.
yep.
Okay.
So now we get to Supreme Arcanite Magician.
Is it where Supreme works?
So let's see.
I'm joking.
Do.
So I mean, I would definitely let Arcanite Magician also smash. He would definitely he has that top energy, if you know what I mean.
He do. Now, when a card is removed from play, it's banished.
Right.
So, I can't get those cards back now.
Okay.
But it was well worth it.
So now, okay, how much of a boost is it gonna get? Ooh, oh no, oh my, well, oh my Valentine, she is in a lot of danger.
She do be.
Huh, kind of reminds me of that song Funny Valentine. It's actually really depressing sounding, just like her current situation.
Yep.
My Funny Valentine.
Now I am in trouble.
Oh no. Uh-oh. Oh no, she's harping. She's harping against you. She is summoning your own people to destroy you.
That's okay. My sisters will understand.
Aw.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to activate Supreme Arcanite's effect, select 1
Right.
card on the field, and destroy it, but I'm going to remove a counter from Citadel of Endymion, which now has a total of 5.
Oh. Oh, but then he could... I see.
Yep, and I can just keep doing that every turn.
Wow. This is the end of I think. There's no way she's gonna even be able to come back from 600 life points unless she has a crazy draw.
And she did
does
not.
not. Nope. It's nice knowing you, my Valentine, you know. You had a run. You didn't really do much. You just kind of like, I don't know, existed or something. Yeah, kind of roadkill at this point.
Yeah. So, let's go ahead and let's just buy my
Arcanite Magician just blasts her with magic energy and she just disintegrates from like reality. She's just gone. Wow.
Yep.
Well,
And now,
within 50 minutes, I feel like I am, even just from watching, I feel a little bit more caught up to what I used to know about Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm almost feeling like maybe I might try again. Like, I don't know, maybe I might just get on my Switch and give it a little doodad or a little diddly do or a spinkly bong.
yeah, I mean, go for it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a lot of fun, and for those of you who are more interested in Yu-Gi-Oh!, I will say that the games like this one, which is Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolutions, they have really good tutorials and structure decks if you don't like using the story mode decks like myself, because let's be real here, a lot of the story mode decks are not that great by modern standards.
Yep.
Do they have a lot of personality? Sure.
Yep. They're just there for the fan service
yeah.
at best. It's kind of like
pretty much.
It's kind of like wanting to play. I'm trying to think of a character that's actually like, depending on the tier list you look at for, I think Tenkaichi 3, Dragon Ball Tenkaichi 3. Wait, let me look at the tier list. So it's like playing. Okay, so yeah, imagine using Han or Videl or even better, Supreme Kai versus like Majin Buu, because you're like, oh well, there's that one moment where he was like blah 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 blah, or even like Kid Gohan. You want to play Kid Gohan against Frieza, okay? There is
no, don't do that.
Yeah, that would not actually, like, in competitive, you would have so much stacked against you. You would literally like get demolished, right? But at the same time, it's like, but it's the thing that happened in the show, and he was like super cool, and Kid Gohan was like, right? But at the same time, though, you know, it really wouldn't work out so well. There'd be so much stacked against you, as I said, if you're fighting final form 100% Frieza, or even third form. But at the same time, though, you know, like using those structured decks, like you talked about, would be like using hell. I mean, I know like usually Kid Buu is seen as pretty powerful sometimes, as well as hell. I mean, certain versions of Trunks are very good in Tenkaichi, I hear. Perfect Cell is really good, etc. The fusions, any of the fusion Gokus are really good, so you know. Even if it's like, well, this never really happens much in the show. But yeah, too bad, it's powerful. It's better for you. It's just better for you.
Yeah. Like, for example, so there's a lot I could go into with how structure decks are, because anyone who's ever picked up a Yu-Gi-Oh deck from a store, you know, you get the starter deck, and you get like your extra deck and side deck, etc. But at the same time, you also get a rule book. So definitely, you know, consult a rule book, and don't just go by these videos. I mean, you're free to, but at the same time, an actual rule book will go miles for you. And, you know, I will leave with one final tidbit of information. This won't take long, don't worry. So I don't think I even went into how the decks are set up.
Right.
You got your main deck, extra, and side. Now, your side deck you can't actively draw from. I don't think there's any cards that even let you do that. But that would be like if you're at a tournament and you suddenly have a good idea for a strategy. So you would swap cards from your extra deck and side deck, and then see how that stacks up.
Wow.
But that's about it.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Shiki. Hopefully, what was it? I could consult you on, even making a deck to help me get through the campaign or etc. If you
Oh,
guys, oh
yeah.
yeah,
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 you'll definitely want some help with the campaign because you have to actually get points, as you see up there, where my username is. Which
hmm.
don't worry, this account is very private. It's one I barely use. But
Okay,
yeah, in fact, Koyo, you may ought to like in editing.
yeah, no problem. But otherwise,
Okay.
what
Yep.
was it? I
That's
hope
about it.
y'all have a good day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out Shiki the Harpy on his channel. He likes to he's actually going to be streaming right after this, so make sure to check him out. I
Damn.
mean, I think by the time this uploads, he'll probably be halfway through the stream. Oh, well,
Potentially.
also I'd have to edit this, so actually he'd probably be done with the stream. But please make sure to check him out. He's a very active streamer, unlike myself on Twitch. I tend to be more on YouTube. I have zero luck on Twitch, but Shiki, he is a good streamer on Twitch. Please check him out.
Oh gosh, thank you. And for those of you that can't make my streams and you've made it this far in the video, first of all, thank you. But if you can't make it to my streams, I upload my VODs and any funny clips that people take to my YouTube channel. So, there you go.
All right. Have a good day.
Later.